my beautiful stars. Reading time. Alright, we're starting with tarot. Hope everyone's good. See what's going on. Okay, so your main focus. Alright. Knight of Wands. Four of Swords. Could have been a bit of an impulsive decision here made for this collective that could have caused a little bit of an abrupt change here. There's something clearly that's happened through maybe a little bit of an excessively passionate place that unfortunately has caused a little bit of mind ache and is making you go within. There's definitely silence now that this collective is in and that you're reflecting on. Tower. Okay. Clearly there's been some form of abrupt change. I always say that Tower can be really overwhelming because it's, especially these two together, this collective, you're definitely going through some form of, shock through your current foundation. But I always say this Tower, whenever we have a Tower, believe it or not, there's something about our structure that is rickety and unstable and it needs to be blown over. We need to remove that and start building a castle that is indestructible. And I just feel this collective, whatever's happened here, it's caused a true energy surge. It's caused an extreme overwhelm. Again, clearly created quite a painful ending. And I think the way that this has all happened has been done in a very impulsive, just kind of for what collective feels to be very sudden and unexpected. And this collective, I'm hearing a couple things with this Knight of Wands. Now, the way I first felt the energy was more of an impulsive decision without seeing the red flags. But there is beauty with that Nine of Wands. He is passionate. He is charming. He's quite rebellious. The sad thing is, I just feel when it comes to decisions, unfortunately, the maturity level he needs to make important decisions, he kind of leads with his flame and he doesn't really think about the end stop before the decision is made. Now, I more feel this decision was made towards collective, but you yourself, if there was something done sudden and unexpected and it created this energy surge and it would have just created a real excess of emotion, and maybe you yourself in this situation have done something a little bit impulsive and something you're in mind ache over. I don't think you're just in mind ache over how this has happened in your life, but I do think you're in reflection of certain things or maybe certain ways you could have handled some situations differently here. I always say Four of Swords, it's not so much pain in the heart, it's that pain in the mind. It's having to reevaluate. It's like you can't help but just reflect on so many past things. But even though I always say we shouldn't live in the past because we stress too much about the future, we wish away our present. Four of Swords is a very valuable lesson because as we are reflecting on those things, we're reflecting on them in a different way than we would when we're emotionally charged and we have our triggered state, our armored state. And through us really going within and reevaluating not just someone else's wrongs but our own wrongs, we get a higher perspective. We start to really embody a more healed energy through the mind ache. And once we start to really, through that silence and isolation and that mental anguish, we start to see things a little bit clearer. And I always say when we're emotionally charged and we have energy surges, that's the last time you want to make any important decisions in life because unfortunately you are coming from that triggered state. Important decisions, especially if it ties into retaliation, should always come from a calm, centered, emotionally balanced point of view because otherwise you can just add fuel to the fire. Now, once those swords raise and you start seeing the situation clearly, we say that Ace of Swords, that single sword he's lying on, goes right up your behind, and you just charge forward in the right direction, right? And it's the same with this tower energy. In the moment of destruction, you can't see it's to create your forward movement, because you're just embedded and lost in the energy of kind of, I'm going to be honest, that's heartbreaking kind of energy to be in. But again, once we start to see it clearer and the emotion outside of the box, there's things that start to make sense. And whenever we get a tower in our life, we've had warning signs. I always say, those moments of intuition, this isn't right, I should be putting up a boundary here, why am I excusing this job doesn't fulfill me, why do I keep going? Intuition, even let's take it to work, this is coming to my mind. You get that intuition, something's not right at work, you work with someone manipulative, you start to think, oh my God, am I going to get the sack? Like, you just start to get all of this kind of inner, you keep ignoring those early warning signs, the deep instinct and intuition. I always say, they will prepare you. They will prepare you to be ahead of your tower with your inner knowing. No bigger sign than your emotion within. It's our compass in life. But when we continuously ignore, when we continuously try and put puzzle pieces into a spot that doesn't fit because we have a dependence on the external attachment to the finances, the living arrangements, the companionship, even though we know it's not fulfilling us, even though we know it's breaking us, even though we know we're in mental anguish and agony, more than we're not. If we're holding on to things because we're scared of what comes next, this is when that tower happens, and it happens unexpectedly because it's holding you back. It's holding you back from where you should truly be in life. So this collective, right now, are you still in the midst of some pretty chaotic energy within? Yes. Are you choosing to go within though? Are you choosing silence here? Are you choosing to try and have more compromise internally when it comes to what's been done? Yes, you have. Is it easy? Clearly not. This collective, you think this has come in suddenly, but for the right collective, there was warning signs. So you could be a collective, especially if this comes to a relationship. You could have felt like this has happened with no closure, or this is just like complete blindsided, right? You wouldn't have had a tower here and this if your body wasn't already telling you beforehand things needed to change. Let's get one more for your top row. And just quickly, if we are going to a connection of a dynamic, a love, a relationship, this could have come from someone just appearance-wise, personality-wise. They could be very attractive. They could be quite athletic. They could be kind of, I don't want to say that player energy, but he is my little player card, right? Or a little bit of a shameless flirt, just very around people, loves that attention, loves to get the ego stroke, right? Even quite charismatic, very charming, okay? But because he is allocated as my little player, maybe you think in your mind as you're trying to soothe through this situation that there could have been, this decision was made because someone else was involved, or maybe you, because I'm feeling the impulse around this whole dynamic, maybe you opened Pandora's box, you started prying on this person's phone, maybe you found some things. There's something here where I think both parties have ignited an impulse and there's been a distraction. But just intuitively, I think whatever's been done here, this seems like something that's gone around the roundabout a few times. So accusations, this and that, but things were never solved. So because there was never any solution to the grievance, let it be you always prying. But why do you need to pry? The lack of trust, whatever the case, it was never solved. So it kept occurring time and time again. Red flags were being shown time and time again, and then boom. And I always say, Pandora's box, there's a lesson in that. As a partner, if we're in, and this is just my truth, if you're with the right person, you shouldn't have a need to be checking their phone all the time and, you know, having the same passwords, just so that comes from distrust. So if we're choosing to be with someone that we need to constantly accessing and prying and just searching, or even while they're asleep, like these are coming to my mind for a reason for the Right Collective, it's broken. I always say a relationship will never work without trust. You're delaying the inevitable. And the only reason I'm going into detail with this, because I truly believe this collective, you think this was so abrupt and out of nowhere, but just reading this, I feel this is a dynamic that was highly accusatory. A lot of jealousy issues here. I just feel whatever caused this final destruction, it wasn't a one-off kind of disagreement. I feel it was a repetitive kind of argument. There's something repetitive here, that it was like it was the final break, right? And this poor collective, because you think it's come out of nowhere, it's really hard when you think something's happened like this and you don't have closure, and it can just keep people hanging on, and that's kind of their excuse. But I haven't had closure. You're your closure, right? And then you guys, you'll get the closure. You'll get the, even if it's just simple, I don't feel the same anymore. I need to be by myself. Let it be your closure is finding out there was someone else. That's still not enough. But why? But why did it happen? It's like, even when you guys get the word exchange, or those words, because words aren't going to heal you, that you're waiting for, it's still not enough. And it's still like, no, but I still don't have closure. People need to learn this in itself, the examples of the repetitiveness, you not being able to trust this person, them not being able to trust you. That is what you need to reflect on and realize. This was just creating so many burdens in my life. I was at my brink. And I don't want to say, you're probably not ready to hear this. It seems whatever happened here, true protection. It's kind of a bit of a blessing in disguise. You've got to remember, all three of these cards are so transformative. You cannot create that new beginning, that rebirth, without a painful ending. You cannot create a castle if you have that rickety foundation. You cannot go through healing and coming from a higher perspective without the deep pain to reflect. People don't see emotion properly. We're taught to fear, anxiety, and stress, and it's this and it's that. That's what transforms us. That's what rebirths us. It's that fire that makes us find our wings. It's that fire that makes us rise from the ashes. It's this fire that we learn from. Without walking through a fire, we'll never learn. People are scared of the transformative emotion. People are scared of the emotion that truly creates change. I always talk about this. Happiness, it keeps us stuck in complacency. And especially fake happiness, it keeps us blind to what's really going on. Right? Let's get one more for your top row. This is big energy here that you're going through. But you've got a cosmic trigger. So within a few days, there's something coming in that's going to create a fresh start. Now, when I saw this, okay, I'm always like, my mind's like this. I got like 10 things going on. Okay, when I first saw this, I felt this was very sudden and it's kind of just happened. But then seeing this, my intuition took me straight away. You've got something coming within a few days that's going to create a fresh start, right? Now, let's say if you've just gone through this energy, that ain't going to change in a few days. That's not this. That doesn't just all come to like, oh, everything's going to be okay in a few. That's not how it works. That's pain, right? So I'm thinking there's something that's activated in the Right Collective with Four of Swords, mental anguish, which is maybe making you start to reflect on these things. Maybe there was something that came to your table that came in like this and it just drug up so many memories of what you've actually been through, right? That's where my intuition's leading me. But 2, I am hearing that in a few days, because I don't just think this is heart space, I think this is affected foundation, especially when it comes to pentacles. I'm hearing, I actually feel this in the next few days, this collective. Hearing 2, we could have something that really starts to prepare you for a fresh start when it comes to a financial path, right? But if this has just been dragged up out of nowhere, yes, something could have happened that just brought all these memories back to surface. But I always say, when something severe like this comes over you, it's preparing you for something. If this is more past tense, and it's like your body. Remember, I said it before, no bigger sign than your emotion. It's your compass in life. And I say this to you guys all the time, when something huge like this comes over you out of nowhere, it's preparing you for something quite pivotal, especially with this cosmic trigger here. Okay, so we will break everything down, but right now I'm just confirming the right collective's main focus. Don't make it fit. This is where discernment is needed. Okay. Like, this is a heavy main focus for the right collective. Okay. Knight of Wands. Okay, I was not expecting that. Let's go outlook first. I think because you're in 4 of Swords, there's deep reflection on behavior. He's very kind of right and wrong. He moves with integrity. He's very stuck in, certain values and belief systems. Again, he's my spiritualist. He's my ritualist. He's a true spiritual master, my Hierophant. I feel with the way your mind is going, I think you're trying to really have a better outlook when it comes to this, even when it comes to your own impulse and moving through very important decisions in your life from an emotionally triggered place, especially when that trigger comes from frustration, anger, or impatience, and you can do something silly. I do think you're trying to reflect on this. We said it before. 2, I'm not going to lie, because majority of my collectives here, you guys are my divine collectives, and I feel this collective, because it's coming to my mind, if you are attached to someone the way I described, I feel within you, you truly believe this person has potential to be a Hierophant. He's my divine masculine, and the High Priestess is my divine feminine, because you're spiritual equals when I'm reading divine counterparts, and I'm hearing it. But I don't think you've seen it. I think this is more just something you've envisioned, and you've told yourself that this person has the capability of this, right? He's also my card of marriage, structure, foundation. So everything we say, and I do think this collective, your alignment with this person seems a little bit more like we explained, but even through the chaos, the destruction, the abrupt ending, all of it, I feel the right collective, you still, or you definitely did, see this person as being your life partner, right? One you'd grow old with. So again, I do think you're trying to reflect on this energy in a different way, your perspective, but I am hearing that I do believe this collective, you believe whoever this person is has potential. So again, you haven't seen it. You're holding on to the potential of what you've envisioned that they could be. Okay. Again, I'm just reading your perspective. I will confirm everything. All right. And maybe that's a thought pattern for you. Am I just holding on to potential, right? You're in mind ache, so you would be going over every little witch detail right now. 4 of Swords. Oh, that seems more like this personality trait. I'm going to be honest, but anyway, from what I can feel so far. Now, something you're in, and it would make sense with why, at least you've got a progression here, but still, he's probably the worst one I want to see in reverse. King of Wands in reverse, kind of lack of life experience, but very controlling, very ruthless, very kind of abrupt energy, very temperamental, very hot-tempered. But I do think, and I find what makes him kind of even a little bit worse than the qualities I was just describing, because of that lack of life experience, very self-unaware, but yet major projector. So can pick and prod at everybody else's faults when really those faults are their own, that they're reflecting back on someone else. But because they're self-unaware, it's like the things they would criticize you for, moral evaluation, putting judgment on your character, it's actually the things that they know internally they need to work on, but subconsciously they're not aware of that. They're not aware that they're just projecting out the advice they need. So when I say, oh, gives great advice but doesn't listen to their advice, kind of that energy, even with advice, but definitely when it comes to abrupt energy and their ruthlessness, their cutthroat kind of attack energy. It's all words that they should be listening to themselves. So this kind of energy to be in conflict with, you'd be banging your head against a wall because they don't get it. They're not aware. So again, this is what you're in reflection of. But when I did first speak of that card, I think you yourself are in reflection of some of your own energy. So maybe one of the questions you are asking yourself, am I even seeing this dynamic right? There's confusion over you right now. Fire sign could be important here, I'm not going to lie. And again, I think you're hoping for the progression, but the fact your inner soul sees them more as a wounded masculine, this kind of energy in reverse, be a lot of doubt. Okay, ending this rebirth. What I said about the spying and opening Pandora's box, you got my, oh wow, you got my Page of Swords underneath this ending. So the the abrupt change for complete renewal, total overhaul, over and out, this breakup to create a new start, let go, endings bring new beginnings. And I said when I saw this, I think this has come from something impulsive, a little bit childish. Wouldn't surprise me if this collective, you are unfortunately, and it is something people need to work on. This day and age, social media poisons relationships. Is having to look and this and that and keeping tabs on your person 24/7. It's not healthy. It just accelerates distrust. And I really think for the right collective, that was one of the maybe the key issues in your dynamic. This constantly prying, this is my little detective, it added to the ending here. Don't make this fit, because everything that comes to my mind is for a reason and it's been confirmed. You really saw this person as a Four of Wands, as a Hierophant. You wouldn't do that stuff. You wouldn't do that stuff. There would be trust, right? So I do think this broke your foundation. And I definitely, that's my Twinny card. I really feel this collective, you think you're in a divine dynamic, but then you question if you're blinded and you're not seeing things. And if this was continuously done to you, like you both were as bad as each other, this creates a highly accusatory connection. And I always say, this isn't just about trust issues, it's insecurities. Because people that do this will get angry at their partner for looking at someone, or even if you don't even know they're looking at someone, you just think they are. It's coming from you not seeing yourself. Thinking that your partner, the one that you love, Four of Wands, Hierophant, marriage, just by looking at someone is going to cheat on you. Or by adding someone on social media means they're going to leave you. You don't see yourself. And if this is a true trauma thing for you and you've mentioned it and they keep doing it, that's your answer. They're not soothing your nervous system, they're accelerating it. So you're choosing someone to push your boundaries because you're envisioning someone that clearly accelerates your nervous system as your be all and end all. That's your trauma. Right? People say, oh, but it's disrespectful. Why do you keep excusing it? Again, this collective, I'm saying this from a place of love. You don't get a towel without warning, truly. But people just don't trust the warning signs. This collective, there was clearly a repetitive thing here that affected trust and insecurities, but because there was just such a it just kept being ignored. Two of Swords. These readings are hard. People get triggered by this because some people just don't want to hear it, but this collective, I genuinely think you think this person still after everything is your everything. But you're in agony. And if you're a little prior, because it's funny how lessons work, seeing outside the box, you would forever think that this person's checking in and watching you because you're projecting out what you do. Maybe you don't do it now, but maybe it's a past thing. Maybe this is what you did in the past. You definitely did it in this dynamic, right? So I think if anything, if you do have moments of thinking they're watching in and looking at you, you would question it because you don't know it for fact. But, and I see this a lot in collectives, and I say this, to want someone to be looking at you on burn, it's like a safety thing for you guys. It's like even if they're not in the physical, then you create them. If they're not here in the physical, they must be lurking on me. They must be watching me. It's just not healthy for the mind, right? I do say for divines, it's a little bit different. And this is where but it's hard because I always tell you not to hold on to the label. True divines, especially the feminines, I always say true divines, twin flames, as they say, you're 1% of this population. You guys, your mission here on earth, everyone's got their own mission. Who gets activated? The light warriors, the star seeds, the earth angels. You're about love. You're about acceptance, non-judgment. You guys teach what the world really needs to know, not what society and these therapists and everything is taught in school, right? Not all this stuff. True, genuine compassion, understanding, shadow, emotion, trauma, like these are the things you teach the world, right? So true divines, you have some form of public platform where people can seek you out for this guidance, right? And this is the only time, and again, I don't even want to say it for this collective because I haven't confirmed if this is, I'm just reading your perspective. I find you guys, especially the feminines, another reason you're so far ahead of their journey is because you're learning the tools of the trade. I always say when they activate, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When they finally come into their divine activation, you can't have a divine counterpart with one activated person. You both need to be activated. Who do they seek out? Their person. No one's knowledge sings to them like yours. You are one. So when it's that dynamic, I can understand why they look in. But other than that, I always say, even if they are looking in, that's a really wounded place because they'd rather stay on the sidelines than confront their emotion, jump into that true divine masculine, lock in and make their presence clear, right? There's a reason I'm saying this for this collective. Either way, hoping someone's looking in on it's not healthy for the mind. And even if it is a divine dynamic and they're learning from you, they're still not ready because they'd rather sit in the background still. So it's not a good focus. And I'm going to be honest, most of my collectives, spy energy always comes out. It's a very common thing, but my point is you don't want to hold on to it. And like I said, well, they're not here in the physical, but they're watching me in the background, especially without evidence or proof, right? It's more of because it just sticks you in pain. Right, collective, you'll know what I'm trying to say. It's just not healthy for the mind. Okay. And this card specifies here withholding information and avoidance. And I do think this also confirms with this ending, this collective really feels like you haven't had the closure that you need. There's withheld truths but I have a feeling this person, like if you were building a foundation, a Four of Wands, a Hierophant energy, I don't think this person just ghosted you. There would have been some form of words exchange, but maybe it's not what you thought. It's like it wasn't enough for your soul. Even if it was something as, and I guess heartbreaking, but I don't love you anymore, or we're just too different, or we're just too this. I do feel there was something that was said here, but it's like it just wasn't enough for you, right? As a collective. And again, I'm saying this from a place of love. I don't want to hurt anyone. When I read things like this, I just have to I have to make sure I'm wording things properly, because I'm an Aquarius and I can be extremely forthright and not even realize it. And I'm not trying to upset anyone. I always try and give just a different outlook to people when they're in this emotion. But I'm not silly. I'm in this emotion, but I'm not silly. I know when people are in emotion, sometimes the last thing they need is someone trying to give them logic to their emotion. But I'm not here just to read people. I'm a shadow worker. I want to heal people through their pain. So if this is too much for you to hear right now, maybe it's not the time to watch this. Maybe it's something that just needs to be saved and come back to. There's a reason this is finding this collective, and it's clearly for this trigger that's coming in a few days, but cosmic trigger. Especially if you're someone that you walk through impulse, and because you walk through impulse in life with this, of course you're going to keep calling in people who are impulsive to teach you this lesson. I always say we call in what we need to learn. And if you don't like someone doing these things to you, what areas in your life, it might not be exactly mirrored, but what areas in your life are you impulsive and you ignore the red flags? And because until you heal that, you'll keep calling in different meat suit, but same lesson, right? To teach you this. This is a quality that needs to change in you. Until you change it, we align to who we are. Remember that. And there's something clearly, I feel this collective, it all ties into this first card. You're about to be something here. It should be creating something exciting and grand and great, but I think there needs to be a centered, calm approach to it. And that is also why right now this collective, you're going over everything with a fine-tooth comb in your mind. But let's clarify this Tower. Okay, so you did. 2 of Cups, 4 of Wands, Hierophant. True soul connection. You thought this was your forever lifetimes together. Truly contracted to one another. And in the moment of this Tower, you felt you were in sync. You felt you were equal. That first deviation about this energy is very important, because I think this is why you still find so much overwhelm. There was warning signs here, and I think quite a few of them. The fact that that came upright, not in reverse, it just really shows when this happened, it was like, oh my God, you've got a huge cosmic, that's huge. You've got a double whammy here. This has been the last 3 to 4 weeks. Like I said, I feel this happened. This cosmic trigger activated last month, right? This activated last month. So if this has been coming in and out of your mind for over a month, they were trying to make you see something, preparing you for the lesson that's on its way, right? And it's going to prepare you for your next 3 to 4 weeks ahead, right? Especially around the waning moon, to reevaluate your plans, new perspective, all the patience, the time. There's something here. This has been brewing in the right collective soul for over a month. And whatever's coming, have patience. Remember, we kept saying impulse, impulse. Whatever decision's coming, it should not be rushed. And I'm about to break it all down now. I normally have kind of a theme throughout the week, and impulse and not rushing has been, and I wouldn't say the last few readings, this collective is the same. Okay. And it's so funny, that last card, have patience, don't rush in. That's still going. I'm just trying to think of what deck to get next, because I want to see what's on its way, but let's get your heart space first, because I just want to quickly see if what heartbreak card comes out, to see how recent this has been. Hold on a second. I'm being called to get these for you guys to see what because that 4 of Swords, what trauma, what the universe is trying to get you to see with this new perspective. Okay, self-sabotage. So that is something that you're trying, and this makes sense with why you're going through even your own impulsive decisions. There's something here, your self-sabotage, your self-destructive energy is about to be tested. Okay, so in this Four of Swords state, it makes sense with why you're not just reflecting on what's been done, but your behavior tied to it as well, right? So whatever's coming, if you're about to be tested with self-sabotage, clearly what's coming is something that is going to ignite this trigger in you of, this normally comes for it's something's not coming in quick enough. There's an impatience tied to self-sabotage. Remember that Knight of Wands, that normally comes from fear of abandonment, fear of success. There is something here, even pride and ego. Your pride's getting affected, so you do something silly in retaliation, right? So this collective, all those things I listed, this is where your self-sabotage stems from. So in this moment of what this is, you need to stop, you need to calm. Am I afraid? Am I afraid the abandonment? Is this being triggered? Am I actually got fear of success? I'm not being patient enough here. Fear of success is sad because it's like you subconsciously down within don't deserve those great things in life, because unfortunately even that is tied into abandonment. People that struggle with this, as such, you've lost so much, you have felt abandoned so much, and it starts from childhood. A broken home, a loss of parent, getting put into the foster system. This starts from such a young, vulnerable age, right? You guys normally have struggles to finish things you put your mind to. So always switching jobs just before that successful brink. Even at school, really hard to finish exams or study or this or that. It's like you never get to the end stop. You stop yourself without you knowing it's a trauma thing, right? Right, collective, this will make sense. There is something here that is gonna activate, it's gonna start bubbling. And I always say this, people think if they sit for an hour and they don't make a decision, that's them riding the wave. I'm not impulsive. No, you become more obsessively focused. You sitting there for an hour trying not to, but that's all you're thinking about, right? Your overthinking's taking over. Impulse, it honestly, 3 to 4, even a week to ride the wave of it, to teach your brain, because it'll subside, but it takes days. It takes days to really center, right? Until you're really in that Four of Swords lens, more of a healed approach to the situation. The reason I'm saying all of this for this collective, just this is about to be activated. This is why you're reflecting the way you're reflecting. This is why that cosmic trigger for the past month has been trying to get you to work on your patience. You would have been tested with intolerance over this month, impatience, being at the shop, having to stand in a queue for too long. Do you get impatient? Do you get impatient with the telemarketers? Do you get impatient with family and friends? When something's not coming in the way that you want it to come in, even if it's with career, finances, does a frustration come over you? You would have been tested, the right collective, because this is what happens before something big. The universe tests you to see if you're ready for this, right? But this one, this is clearly signed, sealed, delivered. They can't hold this off anymore. It's clearly on the chariot. It's on its way to you. So if it's progressively been getting worse over this past month, is because the universe, this is how they make us see. They can't put a piece of paper. Everyone thinks, oh, the numbers are this. It's the emotion. If it's intensifying over these past few, because you're not seeing it right, so they're activating it more and more. They activate us through, and I explained it in the first part, it's the fire. So if you know as you're watching this, you're in acceleration, you're still not seeing it clearly, and it all ties into your patience. It all ties into the early warning signs of when this is going to come up. Is it coming from abandonment, fear of success, impulse, pride, ego, right? Stop, ask yourself, so you don't enter this state, right? It's so easy when we're not triggered to be like, yeah, I'm going to be fine. It's when it's up. When people's armor is up, this is when we do silly things. We are a version that we are truly not within. That's what trauma does. So again, if you are someone, you know, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. You may be watching this thinking it's going to be easy. My advice, everything I say is for a reason. This might take you a good week before you're meant to make a decision with anything here, right? And again, I will confirm everything. Toxic attachments. Okay, depression and fog. This is a hard one, because when we are in this state, we don't see it. It's the fog. And as we literally just said, they've been trying to accelerate this emotion to make you see outside of the fog, see the emotion outside of the box. This collective, you are clearly a long sufferer and you don't even know. Going back to this first part, the things you're excusing, the reasons you were excusing things to stay, you didn't even realize you were unhappy, right? You didn't even realize that tower needed to happen. I think when you're in more of a realistic approach, you get it. But when you're triggered and the emotion of longing and loss and hopelessness, the fog comes up, it's like all of that logic and that realistic approach to the actual situation, it goes out the door and it's replaced with, but they're my Four of Wands, they're my Hierophant, they're my Two of Cups, right? And I'm saying this from a genuine place of love. It's a little bit of denial, because what happened in your day, it needed to happen. Your relationship was clearly off balance, or your life was off balance. It was holding you back from your greatness. It was holding you back from your rebirth. So because you're prone to, unfortunately, when armored state comes up, you sit in your fog, right? Worst case scenario comes over your mind, then the impulse and self-sabotage kicks in. I'm never going to sit here and tell someone they're not depressed. I'm never going to say that. And I do think, and I always say, everyone's emotion is validated. But your sadness is also blinded with fog, right? Just remember this before you make a decision. This is why you need to be in an unarmored state to make this decision. Judgment but mirrors, and we spoke about this person being a bit of a projector. I'm not gonna say projector, but like I said, we call everybody into our life for a reason. They teach us valuable lessons of self-awareness, and sometimes you guys may only mirror that to 1% to their extreme 100. But if you're calling in someone that reflects it to 100, they've tried to send you other meat suits where it wasn't reflected 100, maybe 5%, 10%, but it wasn't strong enough lesson to make you self-aware. So as the meat suits came in through the cycle, their judgment, their projection, their moral evaluations got worse and worse, because you still weren't seeing your own reflection of how maybe you can be critical and judge and morally attack others, right? Again, it may not be in the extreme of this person, but there is something here, this collective, through your fog. There is even something about this person you're not seeing correctly, because it's something that you embody, that you both reflect, right? So maybe this self-sabotage is coming to an unnecessary or unwanted reaction. Maybe it is going to come to something you say that you yourself embody, and this person thinks you embody it, but it's already on the brink that they're not even going to waste their words, because they'll think, how are they blaming me, right? It's something here you both clearly have not come into compromise with, right? Oh, this is going to be a tough one for this collective to listen to, because it means there's something here. This would be triggering hearing this, because you're not aware of this quality you embody. You're not aware of it. Or you are aware of it and you're just starting to come into it. But I always say our shadow is so confronting. It's so shadow work is painful. To look at ourselves with the things we've pressed to the bottom of our soul, we don't even realize we do it, and take acceptance of our behavior. But that's how change is created. This is sad, because it means it happened from childhood. So unfortunately, this collective, this is going to be a hard one to hear. And it makes sense with this self-sabotage. There's something that this collective When it comes to seeking validation from others, you like to be affirmed, right? So from a young age, maybe you weren't validated by your parents, always having to kind of push to make them feel proud of you. The emotional exchange and the knowledge of you and your presence, calling you beautiful at a young, just a way that a child should be parented was clearly lacking. Maybe you struggled in school, always had to kind of chase to fit in. There's something here from a young age for the right collective, even in love. The more validating, the more obsessive, the more love bomby, the more you're enticed, because it's them validating you. It's them seeing you, but that comes from not seeing yourself. So if this situation arises and you're not feeling validated or seen, right? You're not feeling like this person understands you and your outlook, it's going to create a trigger point. And you might be impulsive. But again, these are the things that the universe wants you to reflect on, right? And again, I always say this, as a reader, I'm not here to tell you how to feel. I'm here to confirm it. I'm just here to drop pennies. So I actually think for the right collective, I don't think this will be too triggering. I think you understand this. I think you know that your patterns in love and what you have been drawn to in the past, you clearly want to change it, especially if you're still watching this. This has been a hard reading. Validated at this next point for what's been done. But then as well, remember mirror, do you think maybe this person feels like they need a bit of validation themselves for what's been done here? Again, I feel the right collective, there was roadblocks on both ends, right? So if you're expecting that validation and that apology, that compromise, whatever it is, this person might be feeling the same here. But remember, the question is what are they wanting you to reflect on through this Four of Swords? There's a reason they're wanting you to reflect on this, because this is the point that's about to be pushed for you. So don't not see your faults in it, right? Try not to move in the fog of emotion. Yes, you've been hurt. You've been hurt. You can see it. Tower and that death card, that's not easy, right? Yes, you haven't been validated. Yes, the way they validated you disappeared, and very suddenly in your eyes. But it's like it's about to replay in the cycle, because they're wanting you to understand it's got nothing to do with this person validating you. You need to validate yourself and understand your greatness and what you deserve. If you're not getting what you want from this situation, like you should have learned in the past to put up the boundary. If you didn't excuse it for so long, it wouldn't have gotten to the point that it was, right? It's the same with this. If it's needs about, don't try and make something work that's not working. But be transparent about it. I clearly have faults here that I cannot see, and I want to offer you what you need out of this, but I don't understand it, right? I'm still in the lens where I feel I was the one that XYZ got hurt, and I don't feel validated for. I can't help that's how I feel, but I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to keep blaming you. I don't want to keep reliving it. And we're clearly not at a point where we can both come to compromise. We're both stuck in our own perception, and it's just always ending combative, and we both get feeling left hurt. Like, be honest with how you're feeling, and also take accountability. Let them know you are aware that you have a part to play, but you're still trying to work it out. And without them being honest and transparent with you and relaying how they see the situation, how are you meant to understand? But also say, but I'm not going to push that out of you. That's not my job. It's not my job to pry for why things have happened, right? Just prepare yourself. This is clearly a sore point. One more. I do believe you have a fear of intimacy now, because you're chasing after something that's not available. So it's safer to chase after something that's available, even though you think you're in so much pain. This is what happens with people that have abandonment and the pride. We said that before. People don't realize when you're chasing someone emotionally unavailable, you're just as unavailable, because it's safer. It's safer than having to do the reset and have to go through it all again. But your brain doesn't tell you that. Your brain is telling you it's X, Y, Z, they're my divine, they're this. I haven't confirmed that yet for this collective, but I'm just trying to really simplify it. We need to, instead of accepting our trauma, and holy moly, my heart is just as armored. My heart is just as armored. You could have someone that tries to come into your life and shower you with all the greatest things, but your heart's invested with someone that doesn't see you. That is a big sign. That's a huge sign. Your soul, your inner soul is not ready for the love that you deserve. The reason this is coming to my mind, if ever since this person, no matter who's tried to come in, no matter who's tried to show you how to be valued, you just don't accept it. It's your own blockages in the heart because you're so scared to be heard again. And this would also add to the self-sabotage. You cut it off before you even give it a chance. And the sad thing is, this collective, you're in a fog and you can't even see it. It's the fear of success. You don't give it enough time. I can tell by this collective, you've been through a very tumultuous life, but I always say we are not our trauma. And this is what this journey is meant to teach us. Okay. I'm just quickly going to see what's around your heart space right now. Then I want to see what the universe is activating through this cosmic trigger, this arrival. We'll see how that goes and what deck to get next. There it is. So there is a big truth coming, but what's about to be activated? Your fear of abandonment, your codependence. Huge revelation, clarity, but this card, out of all of the revelations, it's about protecting yourself, standing in your power through whatever revelation and truth is coming. They're saying to you, this is going to make this activate. Don't go into self-destruction. It's all those other qualities we just read that comes up as soon as this trigger point is pushed, right? Whatever this situation is, you're meant to choose you and not give in to fear. Oneness. This has potential happiness, expansion, joy, but oneness. This is a card of enjoying each other. If you don't let this overtake you and push something that's clearly not ready to be pushed. Okay, so it has been a while. The reason I went for these, I wanted to see if the heartbreak, what separation card came up, because I'm going back to that first part, because it's more the collective, you're reliving it, and it makes sense why, because the universe is trying to prepare you for something. So there is a lot of sadness and missing each other, right? But unsure of the future, which if you've got an arrival but you're already unsure of the future, it makes sense why your abandonment trauma is about to be activated, right? Whatever this truth is, I know it already. It ain't going to be easy. This isn't some validating, oh, da, 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 because that's what's about to be triggered in you. Because the universe is wanting you to heal it, right? So that you have to walk through the fire. There is this, but you need to believe in it. You need to believe in the unconditional love, not loving on condition. But you need to take on it. You need to this unit. You need to let it. This collective specifically, this needs to unfold. This is all coming. Not even, let's take surface level 3D rubbish out of it. It's not even, oh, my person's about to reach out with something. No, this lesson is all coming from up above to heal this more. And I say this for my divines. Not all points of communication means you're getting back together. all of those little points in between your union, it's all for self-love. It's all to activate this. This journey is truly soul destroying, but for your greatness. Amplifies your triggers to amplify your greatness, right? You come first, your reflection, seeing yourself, because otherwise I'll never see you right. Don't let the fear of what comes next make you do something silly. Keep a positive mindset. So underneath this, keep a positive mindset. This will help you manifest exactly what you need and want. Sit in gratitude. You are not this. It's just about to be pushed. That's all. Remember, this isn't you all the time. It's just when your armor comes up because you're feeling vulnerable and unsafe. And if you're feeling vulnerable and unsafe, that's your answer right there. I always say it, and I said it 10 times in this reading. It's your biggest sign. You know, when this comes up in a dynamic family, friends, love, it's adrenaline. It's a safety thing, right? It's trauma, red flag, step away. When something comes into your life and it's feeling peaceful and you're not activating your nervous system, that's right. It's your soul telling you this is safe. Anything that activates our traumaed state, our triggered state, inner soul is crying out for protection, and this is why this comes up. And these are the moments this comes up, aversion, we are not, to retreat, go within and find the lesson, right? We talk about it all the time. This is going to make you feel unsafe, and this is why they're saying protect. See this time. Don't repeat a cycle. Don't get stuck on a layer with whatever it may be. Be stronger. Be stronger than your mind. That's what it is. And that's what's going to you off, the lack of validation. So this is going to come in, but they're still holding their cards close to their chest. They're still being strategic. They're still being that version that just aggravates you. This is why self-sabotage is going to be activated. It's reminding me of half-truths. Acting very undaunted, very oblivious to the damage that's been done. But it's their protection mode, clearly. Ace of Spades could be an important little sign, like a tattoo or cards or, yeah. You've got to believe in this. So underneath this expansion, enjoying each other, there's still insane chemistry. This says liking each other equally, but you both move with your armors with one another because it's not time. It's not time. I will confirm, but anyway, big lessons here. Beautiful. This is nice. So through this, you have been making healthier choices. It's just the cosmic activation over you right now, but it's for a reason. So the right collective you have been making healthier choices. That's beautiful. And I'm hearing from up there, we are wanting you to be happier, but this is about self-love, self-care, being happier. I'm just trying to make you discover you and your true potential and what you really deserve. Oh God, this is odd because you've got the one to protect yourself, but then you've got the dragonfly. Maybe you need to protect yourself, right? But be gentle, because that's that judgment and mirrors, right? So it's not the blame game. It's, and again, I'm going to confirm everything, but you've got two you're about to find something out. One, protect yourself. I do think we need some boundaries here, but also be lighthearted, right? So not being accusatory, not being judgmental, not picking apart this person's character and telling them they should be like this and you deserve to be treated like that, and that's just going to add fuel to the fire, right? They're really saying, remember what this is. If this is really this for you, why tarnish it with all of that when we gave a little bit of a deviation, and you word it how you want to word it, but take accountability. I don't see this right. I know I don't see it right, but I'm clearly not ready to see it right, because I do feel like just saying, I deserve this, I deserve that, but I know that's not how this should be approached, because you clearly know what you, or how you, what you deserve to be treated like as well, right? When people, and I see this a lot, people say, oh, I've just stood up for myself and I've said what I need to be treated like in this, but how do you think that person feels? How do you think that person thinks that they should be treated? It's having that centered moment, right? There's a reason this is coming up for this collective. And if you are saying you deserve this, but you've excused anything but that for so long, okay, deviation. I talk about this all the time when you're starting to date, right? So when you first meet someone, and normally human nature, we're really taught to the spark, that magnetic pull, that's the one, that's lust, that's devil energy. If you meet someone and you're just completely captivated right off the bat, right? Oh God, buckle up, you've got some lessons coming. But when people first come into a dynamic, they're on their best behavior, right? Normally at the start. This is why love bubble normally lasts from about anywhere from 6 to 9 months, because you're adapting, you're in compromise, because you're just all like, infatuated with one another. But that time where humans are being like this and excusing the red flags and adapting, and they're doing those little things that are already triggering you, the lack of consistency, the dependability, whatever it is, but you're like, oh no, but I don't want to be needy, or you're pacing around your phone but you don't want to say anything, you're excusing everything, right? It's still triggering the shit out of you, but you're like, oh no. As soon as the love bubble starts to dissipate away and your true versions come up, right? The structure you have just built for the person you've presented to be, vice versa. As soon as the real version starts to come out, especially for the masculine mind. Masculine mind leads with logic, right? Feminine mind, and you don't need to be male, it's whatever you lean more towards emotion, right? Whoever's the one that sits in the logic, they start to look at these things as huge red flags, because there's like, where's the person I fell in love with? This is really toxic. It's kind of subconsciously, I didn't sign up for this, right? But you've already created the pattern of the relationship from the get-go. So people that fall apart very quickly, like more those short-lived romance, because not every short-lived romance is a divine connection, but anyway, people that fall apart just very drastically after that kind of love bubble phase, it's because a version has now presented that they were like, huh? And they're starting to see things differently, right? And I just feel for this collective. There is something here. There's a structure put into place that is not either of you. It's like neither of you really truly understand the nitty and gritty with acceptance, right? Especially this person. So I just feel when it comes to emotionally being on the same page, right? Unfortunately, there was a structure put into place that this collective, it's like, I just don't think you understand this person's outlook, and vice versa, because there hasn't been depth of conversation with it. So again, how you've been treated, not right, but you excuse things for so long that it created a pattern, right? Don't do it again. And if they can't accept you for your real authentic self, it's not meant to be. You should never have to shy away from who you are or your triggers and your authenticity for the sake of someone else. I say this about spontaneous expression. If you're sitting there and you have to turn to your notes app, or you're in a conversation and you're going over it in your mind before you relay it, if you're having to rewrite a message 100 times before you send it, you are more concerned about how that person is going to perceive your words than how you really feel, right? So as long as it's tactful and kind, it should just be free-flowing. There's a reason this is all coming out for this collective. See yourself. Because again, if this is truly meant to be, this collective 4 of Wands, 2 of Cups, Hierophant, if that's how you truly believe, you being the real you, that shouldn't push this person away. It shouldn't push this person away. but just how you want them to own their faults. And this collective, there's some things you need to reflect on as well. Is it this time to be like, I know I did this, I know I... No, that's not what I'm saying. You can see with all the other parts, this collective, you're still in the fog. It's not time to you're not seeing it right yet. You're not seeing it right, but still be transparent and mention that, right? Right, collective, you'll know what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to take complete accountability for everything that was done here. You were both at fault, but there's parts of you and what you've excused here and how long you excused it that I think you still haven't completely understood, because there's so much resentment and anger for what they've done. But again, it all starts with the decisions you made to silence yourself and not stand in your power. All the things you excused because of your trauma. And now you've been left in the dust without explanation. It's just an accumulation of frustration over not being validated for this. It's just a pile up in your soul, right? Be patient. Be patient. And you got twinnies at the bottom. One more. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh, and there could be someone in the background. Another reason. I always say you don't know what's going on in the rooms you're not in. All right. Well, we know that. So the Cupid's arrow is coming, but how are they presenting? Self-absorbed. This one's going to be triggering. Because they're holding their cards. They're wearing their veil. Right? Oh, okay. Let's just get the universe confirm this cosmic trigger release. You've got 3 about this is about to enter. You know what? Can I be honest? I do think you need to be transparent, but if I was this I'm hearing it, I'm going to say it. So whenever this comes through, if I was you, because it ain't going to be a phone call, I don't think this person's got the courage. It's going to come from a message, an email, a social media message. I'd delete it before even looking at it, right? Because whatever the case, this collective, it's going to need to take you minimum a week. So if you delete it before seeing it, it's not going to, and your overwhelm's going to be more, I wonder what they said. But it'll subside. And if it's really meant to be, they'll message again. Because one message isn't going to change anything. Delete it. Because I just can't see this collective. You might have strength watching now, but this specific collective, you can do some silly things, right? Love yous, but you can, for this collective, don't make it fit. Why even tempt yourself? Why open Pandora's box? Because I feel this situation, Pandora's box. Because again, if it's meant to be, they're going to reach out more than once. I promise you. And if they don't, it means they're still not ready to come in the way that they need to come in. So even if you try and explain, and even if you try, and even that deviation I had, they're probably going to shut down, right? Even through one message, it's not going to change anything. It's the reason this is coming to my mind. I just think this collective, delete. And even if they do message again within that week, even that may be, I'm going to have to get those purple deck to see, and I will get tarot, but let's just get this first. All right. Universe, what are you releasing this collective right now? Oh my God, you got the High Priest at be mysterious. You've seen. Just talking to myself. I said, silence, be mysterious, balance your emotion, right? This has all come from your inner knowing. You have felt that this, you would know why you're being activated, but this is about to be very unexpected. Expect the unexpected. So even though you know something's coming, what's about to enter, it's not what you expected, right? Maybe you're expecting this person to return with these, whatever it is, this is something you do not expect. So you may feel it, but again, look at what it's about to activate in you. But they're telling you divine feminine, and oh, well, we know that. So it's that masculine energy. 28th of May to be important. Oh God, it's just going to end up argumentative. Delete. It's for a reason. You both need to learn a lesson from this, and this collectives is clearly patience. Argument, fighting, doing it again, repetitive. Don't give in to the magnetic desire, the Daniel documentary. I'm just going to say it quickly. I have to. It's coming to my mind. This card, that's a perfect example. This is actually, I'm so glad this came out. Not for you guys, but just the strength of it. So there's this documentary, Daniel. If you go on Prime and type in Daniel, I think it's only like $2 or something. It's a really good documentary. But there's this I'm just going to simplify it. 23-year-old guy, very spiritual, travels around the world, goes to this ancient Mayan cave, right? It's an ancestral burial ground. Anyway, the tour guide's like, don't you take anything. People have died from mysterious illnesses and deaths. Anyway, he's in this cave and he finds this little stone. Stone, but I'm not going to go into detail. Anyway, in that moment of the documentary, you think that he doesn't take this stone, but he clearly does. Anyway, 6 months later, he gets diagnosed with stage 4 leukemia out of nowhere. Anyway, he ends up passing away. But at that point in the documentary, he's telling his mum, he's like, I was told not to take this stone, but every fiber of my being, what he thought was intuition, no, it was the darkness tempting him with magnetic desire. Is he going to choose his strength of knowing, or is he going to fall short to the temptation, right? Anyway, every fiber of his being was telling him to do it. And that's what happens in a triggered state. Every fiber in your being, and this is why I say it's so hard in a trigger, especially if this collective, that's your wounding. It is going to be hard. Every single fiber in your body is going to want to react. It's your self-destruction. It will end up like this. You are about to be tested with that magnetic desire and temptation to do it. Because in your mind, you're going to be telling yourself, I need to do this. I need to do it. It's like, it's not your intuition. It's your shadow. It's your darkness. It's your test of strength. Sorry, because it's just confirming the whole thing. If this is something really meant to be for you, don't go in another cycle. If it's truly divine, every time you guys F this up, you prolong another 9-month cycle. That is why you guys average, the separation is so long. Do not prolong another cycle, okay? Don't fall into temptation. Everything in your soul is going to tell you. In the moment, you're going to be like, confirm with a sign. Do this. If you're really divine, you've probably got tarot. You turn to your just stay away. Stay away. In that moment, go watch the Daniel documentary and give yourself some strength. Because your temptation and desire, it's about to feel like a magnetic draw of seduction. Like everything you're feeling is your intuition telling you to do it, right? Nah. Middle row, it's going to end up being chaotic. Do you really believe this is your divine person, your 4 of Wands, you this? Let it be. Trust in your thread. One message ain't going to change anything. Delete it. Don't even look at it. Don't even tempt yourself. Because I'm telling you, the temptation's going to be, I feel it already, it's going to be too strong for this collective. You'll barely be able to hold on a day. And this is going to take minimum a week. And I just don't think, I think your fear's going to come in. And you're just going to start boom, boom, boom. You'd be lucky to last maybe I can't even say 3 days of silence. I just think you'll break. Don't open it. Don't open it. That's just my advice. It's just my advice. Let's confirm. 28th of November, 5th of November, 11th of May. That's 32 by itself. Don't give in to lust and temptation and the yearning, the field of influence, seductive influence. And they're not showing me everything. I always say when this comes out, go get a book, turn to page 10 or 26. If this whole reading, everything has aligned, let's be real, you wouldn't still be watching. This has been a tough reading. Turn to page 1026, read that first line. That's a message from your spirit team, right? But this expect the unexpected, whatever mystery is here, whatever secrets, whatever unknown, I don't think it's a reveal. I genuinely don't think it's a reveal. I think there's still going to be mystery behind it, which is going to, like with the other deck. Oh, talking to myself clearly for a reason. But then the last thing I said was, even me, there is something I am not meant to see for you. This mystery, because it's a lesson in it. So there is something here when it comes to everything that's been hidden, and this isn't, it's coming. You might find it out from another avenue because you got the sword of truth and the dragonfly, but it's not time to react on it, right? But I think there's a puzzle piece here that you ain't meant to see until it happens, right? 26 of the 10th. That first message is nothing but chaos. I can feel it. And again, if it was really time, they'll message you again. They'll message you again. Because I promise you, that first message, it ain't no confession. So it's... That's not it. And maybe that's why you can't do it, because you think it's about to be all the validation in this, but that's what's about to be lacking, because that's where your trigger's about to come from, right? The Hand of Cards, Golden Mirror, presenting self-absorbed, but again, that's up to, I'm only here for advice. Oh, them. They could be seeing through the facade of something. Secrets are being lifted on their end. You did get the snake. But for you, be wise, aware, and observant. I'm more hearing be wise and aware. But they could be going through something themselves. Are they going to tell you? I don't think so. Whip. World, you need to end the cycle to get a new cycle. Hermit, go within, choose silence, higher perspective here. Empress, stillness, delete. Oh my God. The only way to end this cycle of this, you got to be still. Know who you are. All four queens in one. She knows. Should never put up with this shit. They're telling you, Hermit, go within, choose silence. Choose your beautiful Empress energy and know who you are. Don't let this person lack your confidence because of the sadness, unsure of the future. You will not weld this out. You will not close this cycle or break this layer without that approach. I know I say I'm only here for advice, but that truth, that's the theme of this. They're saying you want to close out this whip energy, the cycle, repetitive, over and over, the fighting, go within. Still. True divine feminine energy. True divine feminine. Everyone, I'm a divine. But then this kind of, no. Still. Hermit. Retreat. 11th of August. 3rd of August. 8th of March. 11th of March. Sign. You've literally, powerhouse. Look who you have on your spread. So you've got the capabilities of this. High Priestess, divine feminine of the spiritual plane, and Empress, divine feminine of the earthly plane. Hoo-hoo! Remember who you are. Remember who you are. That ain't your intuition calling you. That ain't your High Priestess. That's your shadow. That's your shadow. Don't think it's this. True divine feminine. Why would you bother with one message? You should be laughing at it. Right? Oh God, and of your mind. The fox is going to come over your mind. Who cares? Who cares if this person, their self-interest, this is a trap, they're cunning, another reason not to move. Why aggravate yourself? Why aggravate yourself? And remember that deviation, to not push this, to not give the explanation, I deserve to be treated like this or that. Who cares? F them. 14th of September. I shouldn't say that. I'm just trying to get this collective to strengthen your mind right now, because if you fall into this, that is going to tempt you to look into, I feel this collective, you're going to think this is going to be some big declaration, and that's what's about to go wrong. Whatever you're expect the unexpected. Okay? And definitely don't focus on fox behavior, because it's going to put fox behavior in your mind, because it's all the temptation trying to get you to go through this cycle again. No. One more for this. Oh my God. Oh my God. You've got the divine pairing, Emperor, Empress, but them, you're going to be so seductively drawn to them. Sign. Find your strength, authority, structure, stability, law and order. This emotion you're going to feel, that ain't structure and stability. That's chaos. That's tornado. Go within. Okay, one more. Remember, this is what they're preparing you for, this cosmic trigger. Remember who you are, your journey. The truth will come when it's meant to. And isn't it beautiful we finished on 22? Find your duality, your balance within. I have to say, seeing this, there's clearly something very special in your dynamic, but it's just not time, and that's okay. You got to get through this first. I always say you guys need to break your layer. Your layer ain't broken yet. All right. I just want to get these purple cards just to confirm. Oh, little spy. No, that communicate. Well, I'm surprised that's even come out. But with the communication issues, perfect pairing, because that's the theme. Does this person want commitment? Yes. Do you want commitment? Yes. Are they still veiled? This is probably them spying on you, but I think it's more the shadow that's up. This communication that's coming, Mercury retrograde energy. Not that it's maybe the last time you spoke to them was Mercury retrograde, but this is going to create communication issues. This is going to make you want to put everything under review with a fine-tooth comb, right? So yes, those two are together, but it's not the communication you're expecting. But you can walk through that fire if you want, but I promise you, this collective, you'll prolong another cycle. This is on its way. They can't prepare you anymore. They've been trying to prepare you for the past month with your emotional ignition within. And this collective, there's still something you're not seeing properly. Just, will commitment come? Can it be forced? No, it cannot be forced. If this is really meant to be, it will not pass you by, right? And I more think things are about to get serious with this. That communication in a fiery way. But anyway, I think that was yesterday's collective. Fiery climax. Challenges. So this commitment, challenges, make a decision to work on inner healing. Hermit energy, Empress energy, go within. Fear of abandonment. Self-sabotage, right? Lessons. Communicate, Mercury retrograde. And side note, you could actually be having car troubles, or maybe this person, why am I actually hearing doesn't have a car? Okay, short-lived romance. So the reason we deviated about the love bubble phase. So this collective, this all fell apart within 6 to 9 months, right? Don't make it fit. They're confirming, because the communication's never been right, because it was the, and then as your true version started, triggered versions of yourself, they weren't accepting you at your worst. You probably were accepting them at their worst, or you could have actually not, like it could have just become, because you got the unconditional love. But the mirror and judgment, maybe not. But this right collective, you, through your honeymoon phase, communication was going down the wazoo, right? Okay, spy. You don't want to go through another short-lived romance. Just remember that. Oh, of course, the golden mirror. They're going to present very full of themselves. It's going to trigger you. Caution! Stop it. You can't make it up. Caution! Not time to ground just yet. They could be an earth sign. One more. And a fire sign. I think fire is important, but passion. And wands in tarot days. Don't lead with passion. Don't lead with let go of the old to make room for the new beginning. New beginning. You guys haven't, you're still stuck on this whip energy. All right. I don't want to focus too much on them, but I am going to see their true intent. I will see their true intention coming in. Hold on. I just want to get you a surrender card from the universe. Surrender to trust. Let it go and trust. Let it go and trust. One message ain't going to fix anything. Remember that. Trust yourself. I want to, I think it's more surrender to trust in up above. Just with the theme of this. It's not that. I think it's prayer, surrender to up above. It's trust in up above, right? Give yourself over completely to. When you pray from the heart, you will be heard throughout the universe and the answers and support will arrive. This is what needs to happen in this. You need to give it over to spirit. I tell you guys this all the time. It's those moments you show them the belief that you have in them. It's that complete devotion and surrender, especially when you surrender something you've wanted for so long and you just choose you and you let go and you say, no, my plan is with you. I know what I deserve and I'm going to trust in the outcome and I'm going to trust that you know my plan. That's what needs to happen in this next moment. Okay, have the strength to do it. Surrender to happiness, the energy, how you're feeling. I'm being called to say this, and I bring this up in personal readings a lot when I see in someone's shadow about how much doubt they have and the lack of trust, and they're really developed on their spiritual journey, but they always fall into distrust and doubt and worried about what's coming next, thinking they're crazy, thinking they're delusional. Whenever I see this quality in someone, especially that's been on a spiritual path for a very long time, I always give this example, and I think all religions have beauty in them, but I'm a firm believer that religion was created to segregate us, telling us who we can and can't marry and this, and there's so much in religion that actually creates a lot of judgment, right? But I do think there's beauty in all forms of religion, and I feel religion is a magical fairy tale and a bit of a riddle. One thing that really sticks out for me in religion more than spirituality, and spirituality was meant to be created to unite this world, and I think spiritualists haven't really taught our communities this enough, because you see the lack of it. We say we're completely dedicated to up above, but spiritualists don't have, and not all, but I mean, you see through religious beliefs the devotion and the complete surrender to God, Jesus, whoever it is that they pray to, the complete devout nature to up above, the mission work, going to, third world countries, promoting the word of God. Like, you see the devotion and the trust and the surrender to up above. They can completely change their whole life because of the belief of our Creator and what comes up in the afterlife, right? Anyone on this path, and this is where spiritualists need to understand this. When I say surrender to the divine and trust in divine timing, and it's just trust that we are guided, that energy runs through us. There is something far greater for us. There is a plan for us all. There is mystery and magic around us all. And spiritualists should believe this more than anyone, because you see, you feel, you connect to the energy, but it's you guys that doubt so much more. And this is that situation. You need to surrender your plan. And you need to devote and surrender your heart space and believe. If you walk and live your life every day in a spiritual lens, then you need to truly believe in that unicorn energy and not just say it. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's real. This is that moment of pure release, right? And when doubt comes in and lack of trust, because I wouldn't have brought this up if this collective, you didn't struggle with it. The delulu, the this, they're those moments. Get out of your mind. Surrender to Creator. I believe in you. I believe in my soul's path. I believe in my plan. I believe in your guidance. I believe you know what's best for me, not what my ego tells me is best for me. It makes this journey so much easier when you truly understand those words. Surrender to the divine. Surrender to divine timing. Surrender to your true plan. Okay, I'm actually going to get these cosmic cards. Oh my, look what we split it on. Get them out of town. An old scorned lover, an old flame or current fling or ex-partner still feels deep pain and rejection. Out of all things, because I was about to get their intention, I thought, no, you know what I'm going to do? I can't believe we split it on that. The universe is warning you. Just right now, it's a lesson for you. And surrender. It's probably a test of faith, right? I just want to get these. It was yellow cards, you. Let's see this person's true energy right now, right? And then we're going to get tarot. You need to stand in your power. It's not even about this person's intention. It doesn't matter. They could have the purest in. They're not going to come in with. They're going to come in masked, right? It doesn't matter how they're feeling. It's a lesson for you, truly, and faith. The alchemist. How you transmute through your fire. How you transmute it into greatness. Number 59. Turn obstacles into gold. Turn this fire into acceleration. Your ability to transform challenges into triumphs is your greatest gifts. They're forging you through the fire. Stop it. So whatever's coming, it's not a challenge, it's for growth. Golden opportunity ahead. It's your faith. It's your faith. Trust. 4-leaf clover. This is opening the door for abundance. And abundance isn't just money. Abundance starts from within, right? Seize this moment. Fortune favors the bold and brave. Okay, read them. They're in falsehood. So they think they've got control over the situation. So they think they're going to get their way anyway. And if you choose a couple days of silence, as soon as your name pops, I knew it, right? And then the mask is going to come on. The pride, the ego. They feel like they've got control. They're looking in the, that should this collective off. They're like, yeah, this is that Capricorn card. No matter what this person does, they know when they pop up, you're available. Oh, be squashing that one. And this says, if you can, reflect, do not reflect their lies back to them. I don't even think you should say anything. Like, let's be real. But that judgment and mirrors. Anyway, this, if you choose strength, something about their deceptions will be unveiled, unraveled, right? Look at all the snakes around that mirror. Oh, the visionary's dreams. 8-8. Karmic lessons. Your dreams are ready to materialize. Break this cycle. I always say when you finally break that cycle and activate that true depth of awakening in them through the pain, because you return the fire, you're lucky to be on this journey for 6 more months. Choose you. Choose you. Last one. The ascension ladder. So you'll go through another ascension. Climb higher within each effort. Growth requires persistence. Don't give up just now. Let it go and choose your team, and this will help you ascend. Number 6. It'll end up being ignited, right? Because you're going to see their cockiness, that golden mirror energy. You're not going to be able to help but lose your shit, and it's going to prolong you. Just let it go. One more. Oh, wings of grace. Just be graceful. Empress, silence, hermit. Number 80, soar with elegance and ease. Don't let this little tempt you. Look at all the snakes. They're sitting in a snake pit. Ew, and that snake card wanted to come out in the little black deck. Let's get one more for them. Oh. Look at that little face. It says stone of doubt. I was hearing chains of doubt. This is, okay, I feel this person in a really odd way subconsciously. It's like they know they're going to get their way with you. But the day, if you just choose a couple of days of silence, doubt's going to start creeping over them. Oh my God. It's like it's going to start making them reflect. But this collective, if you crack that doubt that they have, the reflection that they're starting to embody, you respond, that all goes, I knew it. I knew it. I knew they were still there, right? The only way their deceptions and things are going to unravel is if you choose you, because they will reflect and reflect and reflect and really start sitting in fear. Holy moly, have I lost this person? I need to come in better than just a, little random message. Maybe this person might even get the balls to actually call you, right? And if they're accessing you through socials, alarm bell, childish, right? Grown adults. And if this person doesn't even have your number, and that's the only way they can access you, you would want to hope the first message is, I want to talk to you. What's your... I guess actually no. No. If it's been a lot of destruction, I can't see anyone actually just reaching out saying, what's your number? I want to call you. Like if you guys have blocked each other or changed your numbers or... But I still think contacting someone through social media is very childish, right? But that's this day and age. Everything in social media. But I guess if it's your only avenue where they can contact you, I guess that makes sense. But you do this and stay strong, their confidence is going to start to falter. They're going to start to realize, oh my God. So stay strong. Choose grace. Ascend. Keep hold of your vision. An opportunity will come. Alchemize through the trigger, right? Not worth it. They're still scorned. And again, it shows that you guys aren't seeing it properly, because this collective, you feel scorned. Not ready. Okay, let's get to... Okay, so I just want to get in general what's coming for you. I don't even want to... We've given enough advice. And look at that, prison of regret. You want to hope so. But anyway, let them sit in their emotion for a while. Their Seven of Swords behavior for a while, right? You both need to have a deep conversation. This collective, you've reflected more on your behavior than this person has. I just still think they're a little bit self-unaware of everything, and that is what's going to cause the ignition. Because you were starting to be open to compromise, but you're still in a little bit of fog. But you reflect on your wrongs. You reflect on your input. You reflect. This person's sitting there thinking, oh yeah, this is on my time. Like they're still in that Knight of Wands energy. And I'm saying this from a place of love. But again, you do what you want to do. Temperance, justice. Okay. What's on its way? Oh, look at it. Look at it. Look at that. This is what's rapid communication that's unthought of. Again, Knight of Swords. So quick. Wanting to get to that end stop. Doesn't notice any of the warning signs. Comes in and creates a rapid high and a rapid low. And he can approach blunt and very... Right? So it's going to be like... message, and it's going to put you straight into mental anxiety, and the universe is confirming you're not seeing the situation correctly. Step away from the magnet, right? That is not what you want to see. That this person ain't thinking of nothing. So what's it going to activate in you if you're true mirrors? Your Knight of Swords, just wanting the end stop, right? Not seeing the warning signs, especially of your body. Mental prison, fixation, fear, anxiety, silence, hands are tied, I'm in mental chains. No, step away. Blocked intuition. What you're feeling is not going to be right. Ace of Cups in reverse. Your self-love's about to be tested. Your insecurities are about to ignite. This, I know it seems like every deck the universe is making sure it's coming out to show you're not going to be seeing this properly. And this is a card of holding back emotion. And this person's going to be holding back too. I think that's what you need to be. Not cutthroat, not just queen of just boundaries. Boundaries, stand in truth, lead with logic. That's not good logic at the moment though, but lead with logic, not emotion. But what's a little bit alarming, if you do choose to fall short to that temptation, what sides of you is going to come out? Cutthroat, ruthless, triggered, probably, and I've said it a few times, you shouldn't be demanding truth. She's the one sitting on her throne. She's like, you can come in, but with nothing but the truth, right? This person ain't ready for that. It's going to end up in ignition. So again, I think if you don't hold back and choose yourself through silence, you'll end up being like this, cold, ice queen, ruthless, cutthroat. And then you'll feel guilt for it. Life, the purple curtain, the shadow. So it's about to be activated. Justice is at play with all of this because of the life lessons, right? You're about to be triggered with that karmic debris that unfortunately has been shackled to you. You both are. You can't help when justice is at play. There's a lesson you both need to learn from this. But if handled correctly, that truth that you're seeking, the balance that you're seeking, the integrity, it'll fall into place, but you need to surrender. When justice is at play in a situation or in your life, karma entails. Just remember that. So again, we can accelerate or prolong for another bloody 9 months. There's a reason I said that before. No, you cannot fight that purple curtain. Oh God, I'm worried. They want you to be Empress upright. This Knight of Swords, you've got Empress in reverse. Your insecurities are going to come up. Your blocked intuition's going to come up. You're not going to be paying attention to your body. All because of the insecurities. That is, hopefully reading this, because again, decisions change timeline, but they're letting you know this is what's going to activate in you. Be ready for it. Get that upright. Sit in stillness. Do things you love. Do things that make you happy. Take a day of self-care. Go away for a weekend. If you've got the capability to just pack up your car, go away for a week. Or, you know, do something that they're letting you know. This rapid everything you're feeling is coming from insecurities and not trusting yourself, right? Hermit, go within. Get upright. I'm sticking to delete. Delete before you're even reading. It's going to tempt this collective way too much. You'll be watching this thinking it won't. You're lucky to hold out a day or 3. This is where the 6 of Cups with the 8 of Swords, but this could be my second chance at love. What if this is the time? What if I don't? So you just I'm not going to say doormat, but this is what you're not seeing, right? This is not the time to reconcile. Instead of seeing that this is, because I see this as my childhood trauma card as well. See the trauma that's being activated. The fact it's getting you into this state and questioning everything and anxious and, oh my God, my intuition, my insecurities, lack of self-love. That is it's the trauma that it's bringing up, the bodily emotion, not the fear if I don't move forward. But this second chance of love, I might not get it anymore, right? For the right collective. Again, you wouldn't still be watching this if you weren't the right collective, but Ace of Cups in reverse. Well, complete it out, middle row. Hold back for the first time. See yourself. Put yourself first. Surrender to the divine because your intuition is not there in this moment and you know it. Breathe. Pray. I give my plan to you. I'm letting this go. Send me strength. Send me the strength of a lion. Send me the strength of courage to sit in my stillness. Ask and you shall receive, right? Every time you have fear, turn to up above. You speak to them and simultaneously they give you light in your soul. But you might need to do it a few times. They're wanting to fight. You got that twice, that world. This will help you break this. This will keep them in doubt. Then it'll put them in regret. Then they'll be like, how did I think this was signed, sealed, delivered? Why did I take so long? What are they doing? Who are they with? What are they? Their mind is going to start obsessively accelerating. Let it be. Again, one message ain't going to change anything. Remember that. Queen of Swords. Oh, send me the strength of a lion. Truth. Control your emotion. Remember, she knows how to guide her hurricane within constructively. Compassion. She uses her wisdom. Remember, she can tame a lion with her strength. You can tame this. You're strong. Confidence in who you are. Just be confident. I can't believe that came out. Pray for strength. You're going to be fine. That's beautiful. Look at your major. We want that Empress upright. But this is all the lesson. World, strength, justice, life lesson to get you upright. To make you understand the power of you and what you deserve. Trust. Look at this major arcana guiding this situation. Pivotal life lesson for both of you. Universally activated. Just as much as you're going to go through a wake-up call of strength, they're going to have a very big lesson themselves, right? Think long-term, not short-term. Okay. These hold back. Four of Pentacles, hold back. But your obsession, your fear of scarcity, life lesson. Hermit in reverse, paralyzed in fear. What's going to happen? I've got no power. I'm powerlessness. Am I going to be lonely? Your paranoia. This is what's going to be activated in you. Remember, I always say this card is Lord of the Rings, Gollum over the ring. My precious. Like obsessed. That is what's going to trigger, which we know in this collective. They're preparing you. But they're saying this is going. You cannot get a rainbow without and storm. But as your storms, the sun is shining. The universe is going to feel like pain, but it's not. It's a blessing. Because look, if you learn this lesson, you break the cycle. We get this, like, look at it, right? So they're saying, we are going to make you feel so uncomfortable in this next moment. We are going to make you feel pain because we love you. We're forging you. You deserve better. We want you to see yourself. Look at who you are. How does everybody else see this about you but you? You deserve the world. And until you learn that, we are going to keep burning you. You are our divine child. You need to believe, right? Learn it this time because your next lesson will be even more painful. Just get it done. You got it. Surrender your plan with complete faith. And your wishes will come when it's time. Okay. You've got this is collective. Whoa. Oh, look, you got 3 bells. So you got the abundance bell, the blue communication bell, but it's going to need a bit more perseverance. But through the perseverance, you got that card, something about perseverance, the abundance will flow, right? 3 bells. You could have just bought witch's bells or a cat collar. Citrine could be Libra, or this person. But good luck, good fortune on its way. Labradorite and angel aura quartz, love heart moon. Maybe you collect crystals or you just got an order of crystals as a sign. Full moon, new moon energy. Silver elephant, perseverance will pay off. Luck is on your side. All destined for a little spiritual bubblesy, but L, the only initial, so that's important. L. Okay. 17th of the 2nd. 222. Duality. 2nd of the 4th, 4th of the 2nd, 8th of the 1st, 1st of the 8th, 14th of the 8th. 7th of the 8th, 8th of the 7th, 78, very lucky angel number. 4th of the 10th, 10th of the 4th, 5th of the 2nd, 2nd of the 5th, 25th of the 4th. And then you've got the safe travel for your clean and purge, your clean sweep, restoring harmony. You are protected, okay? All right, I love you guys. If you made it through that whole reading, you are very, very strong. I always say readings like that trigger the bejeebus out of people. You are ready. You've got this. You've got this. Not long. Not long. You'll feel empowered. You will. And your connection to up above, it'll strengthen even more, right? Salem agrees. She's scratching around down there. But I love you guys.